Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel. And it's Saturday, and it's the Star Trek stream today. And I'm joined by Irate Prostate, and Skep should be joining us fairly soon. So how are you doing, Irate?
I'm good. Excited to talk about these two episodes.
Yeah, we're talking about the finale of season 2 and the season premiere of season 3 of Enterprise. The season 2 finale was called The Expanse, and the season 3 premiere was called The Xindi. And boy, oh boy, was this an interesting set of episodes. We start, just to summarize, with an attack on Earth in the opening scene of The Expanse, where an alien probe basically descends into the atmosphere and fires and destroys basically 4,000 kilometers from Florida to Venezuela. Now, Pincalo did point something out, which makes it interesting. He goes, "That's mostly ocean." Where are all these people dying that they're saying? Because it says eventually the casualty report goes up to 7 million.
7 million, yeah.
So Pincalo's like, where are all these people coming from? Because he was watching this with me.
Yeah, I thought we were colonizing other, planets and stuff. That's a good point. I kind of thought the same thing.
He's like, the geography doesn't make sense. What the fuck?
Well, there's a 9/11 parallel here too. This isn't like May of 2003. So yeah, 9/11 was still fresh in everybody's mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't mean to be a downer or nothing. I'm just trying to.
No, that would make sense.
Just the facts, ma'am.
That would make sense.
Exactly.
To have a 9/11 parallel, like a tragedy on that scale. And we see the Enterprise being recalled to Earth. And just as they get to Earth, they get attacked by the Klingons. Namely Duras, and we figure out. I figured out that this is Daddy Duras.
Yes, or grandfather.
I'm thinking it's his.
Maybe
because
Klingons live longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might be his father.
Yeah.
It's played by the same guy.
Yeah, he's a snake.
I recognize the voice, and Pincalo confirmed. He's like, that's the same actor that plays Duras the son in TNG. But yes, I was like, oh, that's an interesting link. So Duras is very, very keen on capturing Archer. And this is sorry?
I was going to say, for the people that don't know it, Duras is a traitor.
Oh,
he's the Benedict Arnold of Klingons.
Oh yeah. I'm still really disappointed that I would have loved to have seen the writers of Enterprise actually do a couple of episodes on Kittimer. Do you know what I mean?
Man, I think they were headed there. I really do. When they canned the series. Yeah. I think they were going to touch on that.
Because that would have been amazing history. Like, to actually see that portrayed and dramatized when we all know about it, that would have been amazing. To see the battle at Kittimer, to see that would have just been awesome. But so we also find out that Trip has lost his sister in the attack.
Yep.
And he's not doing so well about that. There's a lot of plots in these two episodes. We find and Archer gets to meet the time traveling guy that the Suliban talked to all the time.
Yeah, and they say that there's been a breach in the temporal
in the timeline,
and the timeline itself, because the Xindi learned that in 400 years they would be destroyed by the Federation.
Yeah.
And so they're going to retcon that shit by destroying Earth.
Now, so Archer convinces Starfleet that they need to go find the Xindi and find out what's going on. Now, the Vulcans are not impressed at this at all. Soval is quite annoyed.
The Vulcan science directorate has determined that time travel is impossible.
Impossible, yes. Yeah. Oh, that was another thing that pissed Pincalo off.
Because that's a meme in this fucking show.
Well, but he got so mad because he's like, because in the same scene, Soval's like, there's an area in space where the laws of physics
don't apply.
But time travel is impossible.
Yeah, but time travel is impossible.
And Pincalo was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna have an aneurysm.
That was well, they, a lot of those, especially those stoic assholes, Vulcans, they tend to contradict themselves,
Well, and I had to explain to him. I'm like, we find out in a few episodes before, because we were talking about this last week, that these Vulcans in this century are not the Vulcans of TNG and Voyager. They have not balanced logic and emotion. They have not done the Kolinar. They have not, and you can tell. Right. There's subtle differences between the Vulcans of Archer's time and even the Vulcans of Kirk.
Yeah. Because I think that the fact that there can be open affection between Vulcans, there's I guess a cross-racial or species kind of thing where I think that later on that was probably less likely to occur because of the fact that, once they got more and more logical, they would probably have, even quelled those emotions. So even kind of romantic things is like, they wouldn't be like hanging out with a human.
And you see how quickly T'Pol grew accustomed, because Soval tries to recall T'Pol from to Vulcan, and it says, "You've spent enough time among humans." And the way he says it, it's like, you've spent enough time among those filthy emotional pricks. Like that's how it comes across.
Smelly mother.
Yeah, those stupid, illogical, stinky people. You've spent enough time among them. You need to come home now. And she very quickly, it doesn't take her very long to say fuck the high command.
Right.
And I think that a Vulcan in even Kirk's time would probably take a lot longer to do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It wouldn't be an emotional thing like hers would be. It would be what would be the more logical thing to do.
Right.
Because T'Pol just flat out says, I do not want to return to Vulcan. Want is an emotion. So yeah, that's my opinion on T'Pol. And then we find out, so it takes the episode of The Expanse is basically finding out about the attack, Archer convincing Starfleet that yes, time travel does in fact exist. And that was pretty cool. The way he did it with showing them the pieces of metal and scanning them. That was pretty cool, the way they did that.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And so at the end, we get them traveling to the Expanse, and then in the beginning of the Xindi, we finally meet the Xindi, and they are some weird ass creatures.
Right.
Let me tell you, holy frig.
Yeah, there's like multiple species. I guess they're like an alliance.
That's what I was trying to figure out, because I could this is why I curse Paramount for not having description, because there's talking people, which I'm assuming are like humanoid, at least somewhat humanoid, and then there are creatures that just make these weird insect-like noises.
Right. There's an Xindi insectoid creature. There's a reptilian type creature, and then there's like an ape-like creature or simian, right? And then there's humanoids,
right?
And then there's the fish people.
Yeah.
There's two fish dudes that make whale-like noises.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, I heard. That's what I'm like. Are those whales or fish or something?
They're the aquatic. They're called the aquatic counselors or council. That's it. They're the aquatic council, and this really is when I remember back when I was watching this. This is when it pulled me in.
Yeah.
Especially, I was a big fan of Trip because he was Southern, and, and there was that thing, that kind of, not usually, Southern people are represented in television as dumbass rednecks or, or evil in some way. Right.
Yeah.
But Trip's just dude. He's an engineer, went to Georgia Tech. Right.
Yeah.
And so when he takes it personally because of the death of his sister, and he takes Malcolm down, and they're surveying there's like this. I mean, like a huge, just like it looks like they just scooped just a big chunk out of the, like a line, a perfect straight line. And he said, that's where we used to take my sister to the movies and stuff. It's I don't know. It was real personable.
She'd scream like a banshee if I didn't take her.
Yeah.
It was like he and the actor played it so well that you felt like you were watching someone's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Just reminiscing about his dead sibling, and it is really well played.
Yeah, and you can tell he hadn't really dealt with it. Internally yet. I think I think there was still some kind of, you could tell he was sad, but you could tell he was playing it like that numb sad you get before you get the ugly cry and shit going,
Yeah.
A little later in your acceptance of the deal. So yeah. This is, and the Xindi, the whole Xindi arc was just really fascinating for me. When I first saw it, so it's exciting to be with it again.
Yeah, it's an interesting, and I liked because in the second episode where we're searching for the Xindi planet.
Mm-hmm.
So Archer finds this, I guess, mining colony where they're mining Trillium T. It's the first time we ever hear of it in the Star Trek. There's so many cool things in the Enterprise because you know about these elements, right?
Mm-hmm.
From TNG, from Voyager, from DS9, but then you get to kind of be like with Archer and Trip and everybody when they first discover it,
right?
And you're like, oh, I know what that is, but they don't. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, exactly. And then the Makos, the soldiers, the nod to James Cameron, and Aliens. I think that the Ura type of soldier. So yeah, and those guys are really interesting. I thought putting them in as an element was a smart thing.
Yeah.
And then that way, you actually cared about the red shirts too, in a way, because, there's a couple episodes where they were involved a little bit more. So yeah.
I like the bit of tension between Malcolm and the new guys.
Right.
he's like, they didn't want me to come. Like, it was nothing to do with familiarity with the Enterprise and who they thought could get it done better, and Malcolm was all pissed. And
what about the? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then when Archer finds these miners who claim to have a Xindi prisoner that he can talk to, and we find out that they're, I guess, surgically altered Xindi is what I'm is because like this one was hard for me to follow because Archer sees the Xindi guy and he asks them why they would do something like that, and I had to figure out what the hell they did. And Dr. Phlox said that the Xindi was Xindi but not Xindi, which was interesting. So that's when I think they start figuring out that they're different species, I guess.
Right. It's more, yes. It's more like the Xindi is referring to a Federation type.
Yeah.
Thing, more than just one people.
Yeah.
And also they're working on like a Death Star.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
They're working on a Death Star, and Pincolo, the other thing he said was, he goes, they know that probe works. Why don't they just send like 5 of them into the Earth's atmosphere at different points? Why do they have to waste their resources and build a giant weapon? And I'm like, because then they wouldn't be villains.
We want to kill the entire planet with one shot.
Yeah.
Yes.
No risks.
Exactly. We don't have to worry about those Earthlings anymore. And then there's the Vulcan acupressure.
Yeah, that was that little thing with Phlox and T'Pol. We got a Trip into coming and getting Vulcan acupressure because he said no at first.
Yeah, there's definitely some visual stimulation at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's really weird because so she gets him to push in on her back and press in very firmly in one spot, right? And he's doing it, and then all of a sudden she's like,
yeah,
and I'm like, what the fuck? And then she says, okay, it's your turn to do it on me, or what, vice versa. It's my turn to do it on you. And
yeah,
like, I don't know, man. And she said, what are you implying, that I want a sexual
he's like, no,
okay. That was funny how she manipulated him into that. See.
Yeah, and he's like, so this was a trick? She's like, I knew you'd say no. This was pointless. And he's like, I wouldn't have said no. And she goes, then take off your shirt. Like, wow, you are quite the manipulator.
Yeah. So yeah, there was something for the man's right there. Briefly. Yeah. Jolene Blaylock was built a lot like Jerry Ryan.
Yeah.
And they both wore like the same type of outfits. It's really funny because Uzi was going, how come she has to wear that? It's like Counselor Troy, and 7 of 9, they all wore these skin tight outfits, and everybody else is like just chilling out. You know what I'm saying? With the comfortable clothes, comfortable looking uniforms and shit. Obviously, just for the sex appeal.
For Riker, that's why.
Yes, right.
That's why Troy wore that.
You remember back in the day, see, we would say that he was he's going to Kirk her tonight,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think I've talked about that before.
Well, and the interesting thing, I hope, because I haven't seen, this is the first time I'm actually watching Enterprise all the way through. I hope we find more out about the Xindi, because they kind of left us hanging at the end of that episode.
Yeah, it was like that. The way it ended, it was like, well, if you want to take whatever, I will. And that was it. The insect was like, getting up to do something, and then it goes to the end. And was like,
and we're sitting there going, okay, their planet's gone, they're hiding, right? They're still doing stuff, and then we've got the Archer and them going further into the Expanse, and then all of a sudden the episode's over.
Right, and being in the Expanse, they're finding that there's these like almost like bubbles of where physics and reality is stretched or warped in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's why I was like, when I saw the next episode, I'm like, is this a 3-parter? And then I watched the first like 5 minutes of it, and I'm like, no, this is a different episode. What the fuck?
I thought the same thing, man. And I did the same thing.
I'm like, this is a totally different story. What's going on? So it was really, I do hope we find out more about the Xindi, because that was an interesting idea.
Yeah. Well, they this whole season pretty much stays in the Expanse.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. So this season's an entire arc, I think, for the Xindi. I'm not sure if it even goes to the next season, but I think it may. I don't know. I can't remember when Manny Cotto takes over. But
I think he took over in season 4, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And then they said no more.
Yeah, and the writing gets even better, and the storytelling. But this is a great arc here. I think this is. Go ahead.
And I thought it was really interesting that the Suliban were the ones to warn Archer, like not to warn him, but to go and bring him to the person that would warn him without, like, because the Suliban have been fairly villainous themselves.
Yeah. Well, are you familiar with the show The Flash?
Yes.
Yeah, the Reverse Flash in the first season, that the communicator from the future, whoever that is, reminds me of the Reverse Flash in season 2 of or season 1 of the Flash, right? And so it's like, all right, who is this? I can't remember who the guy is, but I think he reveals to be, I think there's fuckery about with that dude. I just don't. I think they're being manipulated, and I don't know if if time travel is really involved at this point. I think this guy may be just trying to. I don't know.
Just to fuck with everything.
Maybe Romulan. It's kind of it's just good. It looks like a psyop to me.
Yeah, like, and the fact that Duras is farting around.
See, like, exactly. He's hand in hand. He loves the Ramis.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I'm like, who is this dude?
Yeah, exactly.
Is he some temporal Tal Shiar member?
Or even just a Tal Shiar member, feigning being having any time travel. And maybe that's what they're trying to do, is get time travel technology. Right. If they know that it exists.
Well, if anyone would know back in those days, it would be the Tal Shiar with their intelligence and.
Absolutely. Or the Cardassians are pretty good at gathering. Yeah,
the Obsidian Order.
Yeah, I miss Garak, man.
Me too.
Yeah, he's a great character. But even Hashi Soto, her or Hoshi Sato, I'm sorry,
whatever her name is.
Yeah, she's her character's starting to get more like a character. And
yeah,
stuff.
I could deal with her in this episode. Like there were a couple of times back in like season 1 and season 2, I was just like, okay, somebody throw her out the fucking airlock.
We just can't figure out what she's, how she fits into the formula.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times when it gets to this point with series, some of the runners want to look at it as a formulaic thing, right? We need this type of personality here. We need this type of personality there. That's how they, interact and stuff, and dynamics and friction between characters, conflict, blah blah. TOS says, "Hey, afternoon all." Wikipedia snippet. What's up? Dog.
Mad Tanuki's here.
Tanuki?
Mad Tanuki is his new name.
Mad Tanuki. I thought you were at VidCon. I thought I saw you in the crowd with Fane and them last night or yesterday afternoon. Anyway, Aaron Telford, greetings. Saying hi to everybody.
Like the previous generation of the guy that built Data. That's true.
Cult of Krill. You know who you are. Mr. Adam. Awesome. Man.
I hope Skep's okay.
Yeah. He might have brain farted. We got a lot on our plates.
We do. Right, it's been a busy summer.
It is.
It's been a crazy busy summer. I was actually this morning I woke up and went, fuck, I haven't watched Star Trek yet.
Oh, dude, I need to apologize. I missed your 200 show the other day.
That's all good.
I fucking slept right through it. Oh my God, I didn't wake up until it was, I'm like an hour behind you. I woke up at 12:30. Like, well, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had been usually I'll do this. I'll like wake up at like 7 or 8 o'clock, and then stay up till 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And a couple of days in a row. And then the next day I was like, I'm sleeping 10 hours.
Yep.
So
that's probably what I'll get back to. When my kids grow up and leave, I'll probably end up back in the insomnia gamers freaking sleep pattern that I was in before I had kids.
Right.
Because I do better at like just the way my sleep pattern is. For some reason, if people weren't sleeping at night and I was awake at night and I went to clean, I'd probably do better cleaning at night for some reason. I just like night.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I prefer it. If I had my druthers, I would work a night shift kind of thing. Because that's just how I roll too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Less distractions.
So how did you like Dr. Phlox in these 2 episodes? Because the more I didn't like Phlox at first, actually, at all, when I started watching Enterprise. I thought they were trying to make him too much like Doc.
Yeah, but when that Vulcan shrink posing as that other guy, basically shit in his
Farrat, I think his name was.
Yeah,
Dr. Farrat.
Yeah, pulling a bullshit stunt, in his house, with
to
him there.
Captain.
Yeah, to his captain, right, man. That was like just offensive as hell, and he was offended properly, I believe.
Yes, very proper and well played too, well acted.
Yeah, that dude is a really good character actor, man.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, he really is, and I think he got solid in his character like towards the end of the second season.
He did,
and this is coming out a lot better. And these next 2 seasons are pretty fun.
I really like. There are some character actors in Star Trek that make you believe that their character is an alien. Do you know what I mean by that? He's one of them. He's one of them. You're like, okay, he like just the way he acts and the way he speaks, like you can tell that he doesn't speak the same way that humans speak. Like
Yeah, and he
his
pointed out, yeah, to Paul that she was different than most Klingons. I mean, most of Klingons, most Vulcans.
yeah.
I'm looking at Klingon Homeworld. I'm sorry. Um, not in so many words. He says he tells her, you and I are on this vessel for a reason, and you had an opportunity to go back to Vulcan and you didn't go. You're getting more out of this than what you're letting on.
Yeah.
It's just more than duty, a sense of duty. I think there's a sense of family. He was implying that there was an emotional component to her decision,
But he was smart enough not to say it straight
yeah,
out, right?
yeah, exactly.
He knew enough to not straight up be like, I think you're having an emotional reaction.
If you think the kind of doctor he is, he uses all these different life forms, in conjunction with other forms of medicine to help people get better, right? And so he probably understands the physiology and possibly the psychology of lots of different, alien species.
Yeah. I like the quirk that he has all these like birds and stuff that he feeds and he talks to, and like I think that's a really cool quirk. I think that's good writing.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a nice 3D character, a fleshed out person, a complete person.
Right? Wikipedia snippet brings up a good point. He says his species' idea of relationships doesn't provide the same jealousy or the same concept of jealousy as humans. That's true, because Denobulans, he talks about Denobulans mating season. They have like multiple partners, and
I remember them talking about doing triads and five-somes and shit.
Yeah.
And he's got like 30 wives or something
like that.
They're very free. They're like, it's part of life.
There's even an episode where he's it's in season 2 or season 1, I believe, where he's writing to his human counterpart on Denobulan Prime, I think it's his planet's called.
Oh yeah.
And he's talking about mating season. Like, I know you're in mating season right now. I know you're very busy. Right? Like, everyone's getting hurt and pregnant, and like,
dude, that's funny.
And what I like, the more I watch Archer, the more I like him. He's still not my favorite. I don't think he's ever going to be my favorite captain. But the more I watch Archer, just try and figure out what he's doing out in space, like the more you can tell he's warming to his role, because it's a completely different role to be captain when you're on Earth,
right,
than it is to be captain of a vessel when you are light years, hundreds of light years away.
They're literally going where no man has gone before.
Yeah.
And everybody else is like it's like that. When I heard Expanse, I thought of like something like Bootz's Void. But this has got stars in it and stuff, so I don't understand why they call it Expanse. Anyway, that's just my shit. But the idea of the it's like these ghost vessels coming back with people turned inside out, and Klingons that came back turned inside out. It was there's like these ghost stories, and all the Vulcans are like, you don't want to go there, man.
When the logical people are sitting there going, you don't want to go there.
No, it's like I'm not superstitious or anything, but I get that feeling from all these guys. Hi, Rukin. What's up?
He says no one can beat Benjamin Sisko.
Dude, you may be right there, bro. He's awesome. It was great.
Well,
Great
and
character.
he insisted he got them to name the second ship the Defiant again. Like that's never like the only other ship that happened to is the Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
And he punched Q. Those are two things in his favor.
Yeah. The original nickname for the original Enterprise was the Gray Ghost.
Really?
Yeah, because the reason the Enterprise was such a storied vessel is because it had gone through all these battles and not been sunk. And it had been reported a couple of times that they had been lost and stuff, and they would always return, and they called it the Gray Ghost. But it was it is one of the few. Well, no, there were two other aircraft carriers that made it through World War One. I mean, two.
Called Enterprise, I think.
Yeah, no, just one main vessel, Enterprise, but and then they had the shuttle named the Enterprise, which was as a request from trekkers all over. There's a difference between trekkers and Trekkies, people. I don't know if you know that. There is.
What I like is Riker's line from the episode called Contagion. He goes, "Luck protects children, fools, and ships named Enterprise."
That's right. That's right. Well, that's a historical reference too.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. I'm sorry, the ice is making that noise. I got to get a quiet cup.
Oh, that's fine. It's
sorry.
Icy drinks are required. It's another hot day up here too.
Cold Dr. Pepper. Mm-hmm. We in Alabama, it's 90 degrees, and the humidity. We got the hurricane thing coming. So we'll get rain from that, right? And so it'll be the humidity is going to be sick next week.
Yeah,
it's going to be thick. The air will be thick. I will send you a slice in the mail.
Master Hurricane says he got Starfleet, the most commie pacifist faction, to build him a warship and let him have it. That's true. But Sisko did do that.
I like the space commie pacifist.
Yeah. Damn, it's only 13 degrees Celsius here in Norway. Oh, wow. That would be cold for this time of year for us.
What is that, about 50 degrees?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, Fahrenheit.
Right now, it is 30 Celsius where I am. That's a typical summer Canadian or Ontario summer day.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hot, and cold.
I liked the it was really funny to watch Pinkalo this morning, and he was saying, why aren't they what because when the first Klingon battle between Duras's ship and Enterprise happened, when they just got back to Earth, he goes, how come it's taking them so long to destroy that bird of prey? It's a low-end bird of prey. And I'm like, because it's low-end Enterprise. And he's like, oh, yeah. And I like I particularly like the second battle when they come back with their photon torpedoes.
Yeah.
And they shoot Duras, and he's like, what the hell was that?
Exactly. It was like yeah, don't fuck them up too bad. Just set the torpedoes to, just slightly damage the vessel enough to make them split.
Yeah, what yield?
Yeah, exactly. And they bopped them and they split. Duras running like the little bitch.
They're still on our backs, sir.
Obviously, I got a grudge on that Duras family, so
Duras is a shitbag.
He is a shitbag. I like your terminology. It's good.
He's a oh man. When the first time I saw the episode where he stabbed Kalar, I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Oh yeah,
What
and
are
his
you
fucking
doing?
sisters, man.
Oh, Lursa and Baitor. Oh.
Yes. Thank you. See, finally, I'm home. I'm with my people. We can talk about shit. Larson Beto.
You've got my still one of my favorite scenes with those two is when they capture Worf to try and get him to mate with Baitor, and he's like, "Whoa!" Like just.
They're funny, man. God, why does Discovery fuck this shit up so much?
I don't know.
Man, it could have been so much fun. Have a new show to talk about.
And it's the same thing with the Picard thing. I'm terrified.
Oh Jesus!
I am absolutely terrified.
It's like, well, what are they going to hit us over the head with this time? The giant rubber.
I'm just waiting for them to be like, and this is Captain Jean-Luc Picard, or Admiral Jean-Luc Picard's gay lover. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what I'm waiting for. I'm just. Yeah. Turns out the reason him and Beverly Crusher divorced was because he was gay. You know? Like,
that's right.
Jesus Christ, people. Yeah. Like, that's just what I'm waiting for. It's.
All that fan fiction was true. I'm just saying.
Oh, there's got to be fan fiction somewhere that Picard is gay.
There was like, oh yeah, man, 3 ways with Data and Picard and Riker and shit. Oh my God, those are legendary.
That's just.
I'll have to find that website and send it to you, man.
Patrick Stewart did play a gay guy. Well, Patrick Stewart, I believe, is actually bisexual.
Yeah, I think he was married to what's her name from the show, one of the showrunners. He married her for quite a while, and then they divorced, and then he was kind of like, I'm not gay, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah, but who gives a shit? But it's like, but it's to be pummeled and beat over the head. Okay, we get it.
Yeah.
Just entertain.
We get it. It's okay to be gay.
Bring back Q, man.
Yeah.
Seamus Derby says hi, BP and irate prostate.
Hello, Seamus.
Seamus.
I would love to have Q come back in the new show and be like, "Why the hell did you leave Starfleet, Jean-Luc? Get back there."
Exactly. What in the name of God have you done? Now it's like you've got me like terrified to watch that thing when it comes out. But you know what? You're right. Who knows?
Oh, it's just terrible. Like, why do they have to do this to our shows?
Yeah, just
like there's plenty of of all the TV shows, Star Trek already has broken so much ground. Why do you have to be, an SJW just for the sake of being like? We had, what was it? The first interracial kiss on television from Star Trek.
Yeah.
We had tackling that, the racism thing with the planet with the black and white people who looked exactly the same except for the one like part
left
of their
and
face.
Right side,
yeah. We had in the 90s, we had that episode of Next Generation where Riker falls in love with one of the androgynous aliens who identifies as a woman because some of the species actually do identify as male or female, like they have gender preferences. Like those were groundbreaking episodes. Why do you need to just for the sake of activism, do something that Trek has done on purpose and well for decades.
Yeah. Let's just unwind from that shit. It's almost like they've spun themselves, spun the politics. You know, it's just get it out, pull it. You can still make statements. You can still comment, and not beat people over the head with morality. You know,
Exactly.
good sci-fi always lets you make up your own mind. You know, I don't know. That's been my experience as the best storytellers. If there's an ethical or moral situation, you know that there's two sides to it. They'll present all those sides, and then non-judgmentally try to push the story forward.
Yeah.
Right. And they let you judge, right? Well, I like this guy better because he's like this, or I like this character better because they're like that.
Yeah.
You know. So, but no, they've got to assume that we're all fucking morons and we can't think for ourselves. So they're going to do it for us and show us how we must think.
We need help to think.
Yes.
Apparently.
It's sad. I get thinking about it. You know, it's like no, we're going to keep doing our thing. I'm not giving up. I'm not stopping.
No, we keep talking about good Star Trek.
That's right. Yeah. So, well, we got a couple minutes. Let's look at the next pair of episodes.
Jump ahead here.
What we got going on?
What does Netflix say?
Netflix.
It looks like all the two-parters are at the end of the season.
Right.
It doesn't look like we have two-parters in the middle. Like the other
Yeah, I think the way that the season 3 is that it's all like part 2 is the whole fucking season. I think.
It's all a story.
Yeah.
The whole season is a story. Like season 7 of Deep Space Nine.
Hold on a second. And there's a Mirror Darkly pair. Let's see what season that is. Okay, so those are in season 4. The Mirror Universe. I love the Mirror Universe.
Oh, we have a Mirror Universe in Enterprise. Ooh, sweet.
Yeah, season 4. You know, that's Star Trek's what opened up my mind to the idea of the multiverse. You know, and then it got me interested in quantum theory and and looking at the. I like to read dumbed down shit, but not too much dumbed down, but enough to where I can understand what's going on. I love it. What if?
So Stormfront Part 1.
Okay.
Stormfront Part 2. It's episodes 1 and 2 of season 4.
Sweet.
So it looks like time travel episodes.
Cool.
The Enterprise seems to have traveled back in time to World War II. But it isn't the war that we recognize. Ooh. That's
hence the name Stormfront.
That's the episode synopsis.
Yeah.
It's that.
Isn't that a skinhead website?
The Daily Stormer.
Yeah. Okay.
Is the website you're thinking of, I believe.
Yeah. But yeah, there's that's the Manicato era. So, and I keep bringing him up because I'm just a big fan.
Like that TOS episode where Spock had the beard in the mirror universe. Yes.
Yeah, Spock's Beard, exactly. You know, there's a band called Spock's Beard back in the day.
Really?
Yeah, they sucked, but they were funny. They had funny songs. Some about Star Trek.
The one with space Nazis, says Wikipedia snippet.
That's right. Iron Sky. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, it's now 3. I think there's Iron Sky 3 just came out, or 4. I can't remember. But yeah, it's in a future. Hitler's been living on the moon, riding dinosaurs and shit, and they've been building flying saucers and shit.
What?
And yeah,
sounds like someone's acid trip.
Yes. So the Nazis, right? They went to the moon and have been living inside of the moon. You know, building this mecca and these fucking spaceships.
Jesus Christ!
It's funny as hell. And one of the characters is a Sarah Palin ripoff, and she ends up becoming president. It's funny as hell. It's great stuff. Iron Sky. If you want to laugh till you cry, watch
Iron Sky.
That's right.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah. It's interesting because for years there was this trailer for it.
Yeah.
But what it was trying to get people to help them, get the money up, and it took them I think it was five years to get the first one shot, and then after that came out, boom, they had enough money to do a second one and a third one, and I think a fourth one's coming.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'll definitely look that up.
Oh, it's so funny. It is so funny. It's good stuff.
Star Wars is pretty much Nazis in space. Yeah.
Yeah. You can say that. It's like a Nazi samurai hybrid and Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we've done these 2 episodes to death. I was hoping to hear from Skep because I wanted to hear him go crazy about that scene where the Vulcan guy said, physics don't apply in this part of space, but there's no such thing as time travel. Because I had a feeling that was going to piss him off.
A mad contradiction.
Yeah.
The call.
But next Saturday, please join us again for Stormfront Parts 1 and 2. At 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Also, come and check out Irate Prostate's channel tomorrow for ice cream interview for who?
Chambers of the Heart.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah.
And Irate Prostate's channel link is in the description of the stream, so go check that out and subscribe if you haven't done it. He's only 5 away from 800, y'all. Just go sub.
Hook a brother up.
Go sub. Also the Blind and the Special will be tomorrow at 10 p.m. and Pincalo and I will be back bringing you some news and some husband and wife antics as we always do. And this week Alex will be away at day camp, so I will be able to do the coffee streams all week without little informational things like I need to go to the bathroom shouted into oh, that crazy kid. But I hope everyone enjoyed the show. Please go also check out Minions of the Zoo tonight at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central. I hope everyone has a good Saturday and Sunday, and we'll catch everybody later. Have a good one, guys.
Bye, y'all.